Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, Heal, Lift, Rise. My name is Carla. Thank you all so very much for joining me here. Truly appreciate every single one of you, all of your love, support, and kindness to the channel. If you are new, welcome to the Heal, Lift, Rise community. I hope you'll become a part of this wonderful, amazing tribe we are co-creating here together. Thank you so much for all of the ways you support this channel, and I am so honored and excited to be a part of your journey and you a part of mine. So thank you wherever you are in this world. Wanted to talk about these monumental shifts that are occurring, that you are probably experiencing at this time. And you know, it's been wild but amazing nonetheless, just to witness these shifts that are occurring and the waves of it all. I got back from my trip about a week and a half ago, and I just gotta say that how I was feeling at the beginning of that trip, at the start of that trip, to how I'm feeling now has been a completely different experience, and a big shift just within that time frame. And you know, I just want to encourage you all to understand that no matter what you are experiencing, take it with grace and with ease, and understand that whether you're feeling very low or feeling relatively good or feeling inexplicably just amazing and so expansive, wherever you are at is okay. And it's part of the process. This is the key here, because we so get confused and lost into thinking that, and that's the problem, because we are so focused heavily in our mind, and we truly need to be in our heart center, our heart space, to be able to grasp and to feel that this is all a part of our process, and there's no bad side to it, you know, meaning that if we are experiencing relatively, many label negative feelings, negative emotions, negative, even you could say just that the heavy feeling of emotions, it is part of the process that is going to usher in new energy. When you feel it and you allow yourself to expand into the present moment, in what you are experiencing, you make way for new energy to come in. And when you become conscious of the thoughts and the stories that you are telling yourself, you can choose to shift and shift out of the experience that you are experiencing. And I'm going to give you a real example of what happened to me on my trip, in the beginning of my trip in Tennessee. So at the beginning of the trip, you know, I did not really want to go on the trip. Initially, of course, I was excited about it, but then something shifted where I just didn't feel like I wanted to go. And I kept repeating that same story, that same line of just not wanting to go. And what happened, and it's great that this happened, because this brought so much more awareness of what played out based upon what I was thinking and what I kept repeating to myself. So because I kept telling myself I did not want to go on this trip, because I kept repeating, you know, just a negative sentence within me, it changed my reality to meet what was going on within my head. So I experienced just feeling very out of it, very down. I got there and felt immediately overwhelmed. I was visibly upset. Like, I noticed that I tend to have a resting bitch face, and I wear it, sometimes it's just like, my family could tell that something was off. And it took that moment of experiencing my reality the way I was experiencing it. And I normally don't experience my reality like that. But it became so obvious and so clear that it was because of what was going on, what I was telling myself. And I decided to choose to shift out of that. And I remained and started affirming how grateful I was, because I truly was grateful for the experience, grateful to be there, grateful to spend time with my family, and especially my parents, and we don't always get to go do these things. So I was super grateful for being with my family and being, in a place I had never been before. And because of that change in story, change in my energy, change in my attitude, it changed my experience and my reality and the people that were engaging with me. Everything shifted. And I started to have a really, really great time and had great encounters that I was not expecting. And so I share this with you because, again, there's going to be things that pop up that are going to showcase to you where you are blocking yourself. Essentially, it's you and what stories you're telling, what stories you're replaying, and how it has an immediate effect on your reality. And, for some of you, it might be a little different if you're going through an awakening, and if you're in that heavy denseness, it's going to be a lot different, because you might be telling yourself, or telling me, like, I'm not thinking bad things. I remember that so clearly when I was going through my awakening. I wasn't thinking negative thoughts or anything, but all of the stuff was coming up. Be very graceful and loving with yourself, because so much is clearing for you, and so much is going to continue to clear out for you in order for you to have a different experience. So definitely be patient in the process. But also, on the other side of it, you're going to become aware of what is going on, and you're going to be able to snap out of it and change trajectory and ultimately shift. I had also been working on myself and taking care more of my energy and just focusing on that. And I've had this kind of amazing, I kind of call it monumental shift, because that's literally what I experienced yesterday. And even into this morning, early morning hours. Yesterday, I had this moment, and I was just fully present in the moment, but it was feeling of ecstasy, bliss. And my heart was just overwhelmed with so much joy, so much happiness. I cried because I just was so happy in the moment, watching my little one in the bathtub, and she was playing and she was just having a good old time. Something just I don't know, maybe it was just my heart being open, but I hadn't experienced that in a while, and I could not ignore the feeling of what I was feeling. I just wanted to continue to feel this. And I told my husband, there's this overwhelming feeling of joy and of love in my heart that I'm experiencing. I feel it fully. And I said, I was I don't know why I'm feeling this right now, but I just want to keep feeling this. And I could tell my husband was just he was overwhelmed of just happiness for me for experiencing that. But he was it's because we don't always keep our hearts open. We don't always rest in that feeling in our hearts all the time. We're not always moment to moment, we're not truly in our hearts. And I could tell he kind of wanted to get our little one out of the bathtub, but I told him no, I have to be in this moment. I just want to stay in this moment. And I allowed her to just keep playing, and I just allowed myself to feel that moment and feel all of the joy and all of this bliss, because I can't explain it in words, although I'm trying. It was just like, I just wanted that forever. I wanted to feel this way forever, and I wanted to continue feeling this amazing, and being in this moment was just so overwhelmingly happy and joyful. It's almost like my heart couldn't even handle it. It was just overwhelming, just love and joy. And as she continued to play, and I kept, like, again, I said, I kept feeling that. Eventually she did get out of the bathtub and we moved on to doing other things, but I noticed that feeling still, like, there, even at nighttime, when I was getting ready for, my nightly routine. I could feel this, that energy again of the overwhelming of just feeling of love. And I felt it even in the night. When I woke up to go to the bathroom, I could feel it. It was still there. And when I woke up this morning, it's like subtle, but I could feel it. Of course, not as prominent, but I just want to tell you, like, these are the monumental shifts, and it doesn't matter. It's like, whether it's the scale of going from feeling really low to feeling really, like, blissed or whatever, we're going through these shifts and riding the waves of change together. And you might think that what you're experiencing is just too much for you to bear, but I'm telling you, there is a reason why you're experiencing it, and nothing ever stays the same forever. You will shift out of that. And just be in that moment when you get to experience, that feeling of bliss, that feeling of just love, like this just overwhelming feeling of love. Allow yourself to be in that energy, because we always are thinking of the next thing we got to do. We're always, like, on a schedule, on a routine of, I got to do this, I got to do that. And I'm telling you, we are really needing to pull back and allow things to be as they are, allow ourselves to relax into the moments that we experience and to actually enjoy that moment, because life goes by really fast. It is but a blink of an eye, but of, like, an inhale and an exhale. In terms of Earth, we might feel like it's forever. It might feel like a long time, but in the cosmic world, in the universe, it's really quick. It's rather quick. So enjoy the moments that you have. Fully allow yourself to open up and be within your present moment. Find the good, find the joy. Allow yourself to express and feel the gratitude and love for your current reality. And again, to understand that nothing ever truly stays the same, but it's important to remain grateful and to remain in your heart, coming from your heart. And I feel that the more we tune into our heart, this divine energy comes through, and I feel like our minds, like, sync up with our heart, and our heart ends up bursting open and taking over and leading the way, because our heart has been calling to us all this time. And I had a really interesting sign yesterday. Keep open for the signs, because you're going to experience a lot of signs in regards to what you're experiencing or what you will be experiencing. So keep open for the signs, write them down, and look them up if you feel called to discover a deeper spiritual meaning of it. I had this sign yesterday when I was feeding my daughter. Water spilt from her cup, and it seems to do that. I don't know why, but it just does. And it got on the table, and I kid you not, the water changed form, and there was, like, this circle, and then below it was a heart. It was like a shape of a heart, but it only became a shape of a heart after my daughter was like playing with it. And I noticed after, you know, she got down as she went and was playing, I saw that it was a circle and a shape of a heart. It was so wild to me. And looking back after what I experienced yesterday, it's like the circle was the mind, and then the heart, you know, was a heart. So interesting. It really was so interesting. And to me, my interpretation of it was like a balance of the mind and the heart. And when your mind and your heart are balanced, you experience this like feeling, this, like I said, this unconditional like love, this overwhelming feeling of love and joy. And of course, it's always within you. That's the key. That's the thing. It's always there. It's always within you. And we aren't always in balance. We're not always in our heart. It takes practice to remain in your heart and your heart open. So remember that as well. Like, it's a practice to anchor ourselves within our heart. And when we have that balance, like I said, eventually what happens is our heart takes over and will really like lead the way, lead the charge of our lives. So look out for the signs. The signs are very, very relevant and helpful on your journey. Again, monumental shifts are occurring. You're going to experience something very profound. I feel like there is so much abundance that is here, that it's making its way into our lives. And yes, there are going to be breakdowns, but with the breakdowns, there's always breakthroughs. And for some of us, we're coming out of the breakdowns, we're having our breakthroughs, and vice versa. Understand the waves, understand the ups and downs. And it's all a part of the process, all a part of your great journey and coming into closer alignment with your soul and, you know, being in your heart, because being in your heart is truly the key to living a life where you feel very grounded, very secure, and I mean, just overall happy, because you're living in alignment from a place where you need to truly be. And there's no question and no doubt about it. So I wanted to share that with you, and I really hope that you are taking time out for yourself and, you know, listening and following your intuition and, you know, just being more conscious of your choices and what is working for you, what's not working for you, and understanding that it's okay to rest and it's okay to take breaks and to be truly just pausing and being in that moment, feeling whatever's coming up, and not judging yourself, and, you know, honoring that, because I truly believe we're meant to be in those moments of just feeling it, feeling that joy and that love and our connection, and, you know, just embracing it fully with open arms. So sorry this video was a little long. Until next time, my friends, take very, very good care. I love you all so much. Until next time, bye.